It is a day after the 6th anniversary of Kababayan LA, now the longest-running daily Filipino talk show outside of the Philippines. Marami pong salamat sa inyong mga pagbati. And don't worry if you missed the program yesterday. It was very special indeed. We have that on our YouTube page. Log on to www.youtube.com/kababayanla18. And also, paumpisa pa lang po yan, marami pa po kaming mga pinaplanong mga special shows for all of you in the coming days here on the show to celebrate the 6th anniversary of America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. My name is Janelle Sawyer, kababayan in Los Angeles, at ito naman po ang mga balita.
Pinoy na Pinoy, Weekend Balita.
Ronnie, mukhang pinagdedebatihan na naman at pinagdedebatihan pa rin ang SB 1070 in terms of immigration.
Alam mo, election year talaga ngayon, no? However, dito naman sa ating US Supreme Court, pinagdidebatehan na nga, no? Sabi mo, yung tinatawag ng SB 1070 ng Arizona immigration law, na kung saan the governor signed a law that would allow local enforcers to implement mga tinatawag na immigration laws na kung saan pagka suspetsahan nilang mga aliens, iba kulay, ganun nga sinasabi nila, no? Pwede nilang i-akos ito at arestuhin pagka sinasabing hindi sila makapag-produce ng immigration documents.
And obviously, a lot of people are complaining about this. It is against human rights, sinasabi ng iba, pero mukhang nahihirapang magdesisyon ang US Supreme Court.
Alam mo, itong umaga, no, nire-research ko yan, no, mukhang they're leaning daw, ano, apparently, no, of course, isang idea lang yan, towards favoring the immigration law of Arizona. However, no, ang contention naman ng Obama administration, of course, that this is superseding the federal immigration law na kung saan dapat daw ang federal government ang mag-implement ng immigration laws. Kasi nga, nag-discuss tayo kanina, kung papayagan nila ang Arizona, no, mag-implement ng sarili nila, paano yung ibang states? Magkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang immigration laws. 50 immigration laws, bawat state mag-implement ng kanya-kanyang immigration rules.
And like you said, no, election year, kaya marami ngayon mga issues na lumalabas, kumukuha ng mga simpatya mula sa mga iba't ibang sectors ng voting public. And we're going to be closely monitoring this. Hopefully, may mangyaring pagbabago sa immigration. A lot of people are clamoring for immigration reform. And speaking of that, we have American Dream for you today as well. We're going to be talking about advanced parole and other immigration updates. Ronnie, sa Manila naman, ang Supreme Court after many years nakapagdesisyon na tungkol sa Hacienda Luisita.
Actually, nag-decide na yung Supreme Court natin sa Pilipinas, no? However, nire-affirm nila yung kanilang decision to divide na nga, no? I-divide ang Hacienda Luisita. Alam naman natin, ano, pagmamayari ito ng mga Coangcos at saka ang ating presidente si Noynoy Aquino, no? Through his mother, si Corazon Coangco Aquino, no? Ngayon, i-divide na itong almost 5,000 hectares. At ang contention kasi rito, dapat daw mabayaran sila ng tinatawag nilang just compensation package na hinihingi nila 1 million pesos yata bawat hektare. Sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi. Dapat i-presyo natin yan noong 1989 valuation ng mga lupa nung araw na yan. So kukunti lang makukuha nila 198 million pesos lang as against sa 5 billion pesos na hinihingi ng mga Aquinos.
So, victory ito, Ronnie, para sa mga magsasaka sa Pilipinas.
No, kasi ang land reform program, noon pa yan, panahon pa ni Marcos, actually, gusto nila magkaroon ng land reform, pero hindi yan ma-implement. Nung nag-assume na nga si President Cory Aquino, nung natapos ng dictatorship ni President Marcos,
yes.
Magkakaroon ng reform program, kasama yung Hacienda Luisita. So, about 6,000 farmers ang makikinabang dyan. Kasi if my memory serves me right, mga land owners, pagka more than 7 hectares, i-divide na yan sa mga iyong mga farmers.
Alright, so mukhang tinutupad ni Pangulong Noynoy Aquino yung kanyang pangako na walang corruption at walang palakasan sa kanyang administration. Obviously, this decision is against the Aquino or the Coangco clan. So we're going to be closely monitoring pa rin kung anong mga pangyayari sa Pilipinas. And one final news, OFW news naman, Ronnie, may mga trabaho daw para sa ating mga kababayan sa Canada.
Oo, isang magandang balita ito, no? Kasi alam naman natin na ang mga ship workers natin ay magaling yan gumawa ng mga barko, no? In fact, meron tinatawag tayong International Container Terminal, ICTSI, that's been building and operating ports all around the world, including Belgium and other European countries. Ito naman sa Canada, no? Yung tinatawag na Irving Shipbuilders Incorporated, gumagawa sila ng barko at they were contracted by the Royal Navy of Canada na gumawa pa ng mga barko, and they wanted to hire more Filipinos kasi nga mga shipbuilders nilang hinar dati, no, at alam nilang very hardworking mga Pinoy. So yun, mukhang maganda at magkakaroon na naman ng trabaho ang ating mga shipbuilders na mga Pilipino.
At marami naman ang gugustuhin pumunta ng Canada para sa mga detalye ng balitang yan at mas marami pa. Don't forget to pick up your copy of Balita, also of their new broadsheet, US Asian Post, Ronnie, at sa website.
Opo, no, balita.com at usasianpost.com.
At ako naman po ay sumusulat ng regular columns sa Balita. So make sure you get a copy as well so you can read some of my thoughts that I write about weekly sa balita.com at sa Balita newspaper. More on Kababayan LA when we return. Don't go away.